Vader doesn't even need to bring out his lightsaber, just lifts 2 fingers and close Grievous's already fragile airway. Do I like Grievous more? Yes. Would Vader absolutely destroy him? Yes. I think Grievous could win if he got the drop on Vader somehow or something like that. With that being said, he is most likely getting lifted into the air and crumpled like a spider. Grievous in full health is savage. Grievous couldn't even take on Benjamin Kenobi. In an outright sword fight it'd honestly go Grievous, but Vader has the dark side and Grievous has no defense from that. It's been a while since I watched the movies, but I seem to remember Grievous getting his hands cut off in the first 10 seconds he was fighting Obi-Wan. Grievous if it's a jar opening contest. In no scenario will Grievous ever beat Vader. The 8% that voted Grievous need to actually watch Star Wars. If there was no Force, maybe Grievous, since they both know all forms and he's faster. One lightning attack and Grievous is out. Darth Vader can at least resist it among other Force attacks. Grievous can only really prevent push and pull with his claws. Grievous is, in my opinion, a much more interesting looking dude, but Vader would defeat him. Vader will just collapse his lungs with one fist. Just one mid-range Force crush and Vader wins without even igniting his lightsaber. If we're talking about sword fight, then Grievous would def win. But in an all-out battle, then Vader would win, as he can just lift him up and smash him to the ground and he'd be then in seconds. Vader wouldn't even need his lightsaber. Just based on the round-robin bracket system. Vader gets it by the first round facing the winner of Kenobi v Grievous. We know the results. Poor Grievous wouldn't stand a chance, lol. Vader would literally crush him. Vader wins all day. I still like Grievous more, lol. Vader held back against Luke. If he wouldn't have known Luke was his son, he would have chopped him in half into it of the hand and there wouldn't have been another fight. Unless somebody would have rebuilt Luke and then we would have gotten Darth Luke. This is a silly matchup. Grievous does use lightsabers and is a wielder of the Force, but Vader. My dude would Force crush his heart. Darth Vader, #1 sci-fi villain of all time. There wouldn't even be any engagement. Darth Vader would crush General Grievous like a soda can under a steamroller and then just move on to the next person. I want to know who this 8% is thinking Grievous is going to win, and I want to know why you think that. Vader may win, but 2003 Grievous would slap so hard he would at least have a 30% chance of winning. As much as I love Grievous, Darth Vader would win. If it was Legends Grievous, it wouldn't be as much of a landslide. Vader would end Grievous without a lightsaber. Only Grievous that would stand a chance is the 2003 Grievous, even then Hess probably losing. Vader for sure, because he has Force and he chold push Grievous, and then if close enough slash the middle part of the body and Grievous will be in half. Depends. Grievous from Clone Wars animated short made by Tartakovsky was an overwhelming foe. He could have been too fast for Vader, which was more clunky. On purpose Emperor wanted to enslave and humiliate him. But Grievous from prequels and later Clone Wars cartoons won't be any challenge for Vader. The general would destroy Vader in lightsaber combat. When it comes to the Force, that's a different topic. The answer is so obvious, of course it's Vader. Vader is literally unmatched. If you go off the real Vader, he has no competition. He is a walking death machine that can't be touched. He wins cause he has Force sabers. No. Literally a flick of Vader's wrist would be the last thing Grievous ever saw. Ever heard of the Force? Vader wins, but if we're talking about dueling Vader versus Grievous and it's Legends Grievous, then I actually think they're evenly matched. They're fictional characters. The writers decide. Only way Grievous would win possibly is if Dooku gave Grievous a way to connect to the Force like he planned to do in EU. Not 2003 clone was Grievous was a fucking monster. He literally stopped Shaggy out of existence. Even as a kid, Anakin would win. TBH Kenobi should have just spammed the Force in his fights with Grievous. Bro, in the Cartoon Network short animated series Master Windu crushes the general's chest plate with the Force. That's why he is all wheezy in number 3. Grievous has no Force powers. Oh Grievous, you're still virgin from Disney, Force bless you. UTF said Grievous. Was this supposed to be a hard choice? I just picked Vader randomly. How is this even a question? Not even fair. The Force. Why would we do that? Vader will evaporate Grievous. Force crush and pop like a soda can. Who would win, or who did I pick because I only know one of them? General looks cooler. Wahahaha, I'm contemplating if I should even vote. Vader all day long. If it's Legends Grievous. Obi-Wan killed Grievous and Vader killed Obi-Wan, so I am thinking Vader. Darth Jar Jar. Who these peoples are. Vader. Harry Maguire. Bear Ma would win. No idea. Vader died for his compassion. Grievous was a true Sith. I don't like Star Wars. I picked Grievous because Vader is overrated XD. Grievous lost to Obi-Wan. Then Vader became stronger than Obi-Wan.